Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us for the Momentum Luncheon. Before we we got a couple of testimonies that we want to share with you all before we get things underway. I want to take a minute to recognize Possibility's board members that are here in attendance. And so many of you already met Nick Holmes. Hold your applause till the end, please. Okay. Many of you met already Nick Holmes. I also want to welcome Pastor Todd Sloan. And so he's here. Hold your applause to the end. All right. Marty Monegro is here as well. Marty Monegro. Mr. Mark Berry is here. Mark Berry. Diana Yates. Diana Yates is over here. Also Dane Jenkins. Dane Jenkins, awesome. And then I want to just introduce our Chief Inspiration Officer, Miss Emily Cordova. All right, so you no longer have to hold your applause. There you go. Folks, to get our program started, I wanted to introduce to you my boss. She is our Executive Director. She is Tina Cordova.
Thank you. Hello. Okay. Just making sure. I'm glad he knows his place, right? I'm just teasing.
She's not teasing.
I have the amazing opportunity to introduce a family to you. And a young lady, her name is Ariel, and her mom, Melissa. They're coming to give a testimonial. We have met Ariel 2021, wow, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was thinking. And she has grown up through our programs, and just seeing her grow into the young lady that she is. And again, with growth needs change, right? We know with maybe our own children or maybe even ourselves, as we grow, our needs change. So we're going to see the development and the impact that Possibility has had on her as well as her family. So I welcome Melissa and Ariel.
Thank you very much. I would like to just speak to you first and say I frequently get joked as Possibility's biggest fan, and I absolutely am. I moved here from Atlanta, Georgia in 2021 with my then 13-year-old daughter, who was verbal but not conversant, had no interest in social interactions with others, and was very much to herself. And I stumbled upon this program called Possibility, and we started doing their events. We have done almost everything they've offered me since the day I found them. And Ariel's growth truly is, in my opinion, one of the biggest testaments to what they are doing. My child completed the first 8-week series of their teen program when they launched it, and went from zero desire to interact with more than a few words to me having to stop her in Publix because she wanted to talk to all of you. Her conversational skills, her ability to reason and understand, whatever it is that these two people do within the walls that they have is magical. And I have always believed that, and I will always stand by it. It is always a pleasure to talk about them because I do believe that we live in a community that can be very quiet and very kept in the shadows. And I really appreciate what Mr. Holmes said. It is very much time for Hernando County and everyone to recognize that people like Ariel and all of the people Possibility serve deserve to be included, appreciated, respected, and invited everywhere. And Wayne and Tina have really pushed that for us. We have been places in this town and done adventures we would have never done without meeting these people. And specifically about the Teen Center, I'd like to say this. Ariel's favorite place in the world is Possibility. Ariel has not been at Possibility in months because she has outgrown the space. She is much bigger than most of the kids there because she will be how old in January?
18.
18 in January. And Ariel still very much plays like a child, but she needs a place that fits her needs. She needs a place that speaks to her. And she has done 4 social programs for 1 hour a week and is a completely different person. I could bring 100 family members to tell you this. I cannot imagine the power and the benefit to Hernando County to take individuals like Ariel who deserve a very real chance at having a life like we do in society and putting them in a space with these individuals and the talented people that serve their board, that serve them and work for them. I was going to write a speech today. I love to speak, but there was no need to write anything about the passion I have standing on this stage. I did promise I wouldn't cry. because I do that as well. But all I can say is anything you can do to further their mission and to help the people in this town understand the need. I don't want Ariel sitting at home again. She goes to school at Springstead and then she comes home and stays in her room or hangs out at the house the majority of the day. She is going to be old enough soon to go to some of the ARC's amazing programs, but there is this in-between space for teens and young adults where nothing exists and nothing is welcoming them. And a teen center specifically makes my heart sing. And I know they'll bend the rules until she's at least 25 to go there, I'm hoping. But seriously, as they present to you and talk to you today, I was probably sent to go first because I am the most passionate. My child needs the social life, she needs the structure and the training, and she needs what Possibility has given her and will continue to give her if they can do this space. And now she would like to say something to you.
My name is Ariel Courtney. I am a Possibility kid, and I've been having fun there since 2021. I have participated in all of the teen groups. So far. The Friends teen groups has been amazing for me. I love meeting new friends and trying new experience. I am even starting my own nonprofit, Autism Everywhere. My friends from the social group are my best friends, and I am excited about a new teen center and the fun things I can do. Thank you, everyone.
Nice.
I wanted to introduce you to our next testimonial. This particular parent, their child, Emma, has been a day one fixture at our after-school program called Kids Club. Our after-school program happens every day, Monday to Thursday, from 3 to 6, and it is one of my absolute joys to see her there every single day and to see the growth that she's had. And so I want to introduce to you Wallace Davis to come on up.
Well, how do you follow that? So, kind of glad my wife is not here for the simple fact that I reserve all of my emotion for my daughter and my wife. And I will be speaking about them, so I will not promise I won't cry. But I will tell you this, everything Melissa said about the importance of something for the community, ditto. Now I'm going to talk about Emma. The greatest thing that I can say is that we have known Wayne and Tina now for over 15 years, my wife and I, before we had children, and we've just always connected. They're amazing people, they're selfless. You can't say enough about them. So when Wayne called and said, hey, can you? I said, yes. Whatever it is, yes. You need help with something? Yes. You want something moved? Yes. It's just great to be able to finally do something small for them. My wife and I, Catherine, we have a daughter, Emma. She is 12. She was diagnosed as nonverbal. She is now non-conversational. And the great thing about that is the development that we have seen, not only through the programs that my wife has helped her with, but just with the volunteers and through the program of Possibility from day one. We go through cycles where it lasts 3 to 4, maybe 5 months for some things, but every day, Monday through Thursday, clubhouse, clubhouse, clubhouse. And she'll put it on her fingers. She'll say French fries as she brings in. French fries, clubhouse, Hudson Beach. Those things have been consistent, and I can see the volunteers smiling because Emma loves clubhouse, and then we go to Hudson Beach after that. What I can't say enough about is when you don't see what love, compassion, charity, emotion, those things do that I don't want to say kids because I'm getting older, but the volunteers show. How they have the compassion and the love is, I think, because it's fostered through what Possibility does. So my daughter, who is not necessarily the best with her hands, she can run, she can jump, we trampoline, but her dexterity is not the best. Well, in the last 4 years, with the art programs, not only has it helped my daughter learn to do things, and she loves arts and crafts, but something we never expected, there's a program called Spellers, and you have to hold like a pen or a pencil, and you poke at letters, and you write words out that way. With what she's learned from the afternoons at Clubhouse, Possibility, with what the volunteers have showed her, she is now able to communicate with us in a way that we never knew possible because of the love and the attention that she gets. and she absolutely loves going there. Our challenge, kind of like Melissa had, is that she's 12, Emma is, and I get the, hey, did she grow already? Yes, when it's 2 weeks, she's 5'6", almost 5'7". She's only 12, so our concern is, what are we going to do next? And perfect God's timing, something like this is coming up, and it's an avenue for not only Emma, but as a husband to see. My wife is very protective. She's 4'10", she's Irish, she studied law, and she's from New York. Right? I don't stand a chance. So we go in places, and everybody smiles and laughs, and if they see my wife, she's amazing. But there's a focused side to her where I go and I'm like, not today, guys, this is going to be serious. Not a possibility, but other places. And it's yes, Mrs. Davis, yes, because she is compassionate and an advocate for children with autism. There's not a night that goes by that I don't see her with a book, computer, laptop, something, researching, whatever it is, to help others. And so for her to have an avenue for 2 or 3 hours each day to feel comfortable knowing that that her child is being loved and that they're getting attention and that you're not worried about what's going to happen, because I can see the volunteers that are there, they love Emma, and she loves going there. She loves it. She'll walk us out and say, go, 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 when my wife and I drop her off, because she loves being there. And so I can't say enough about it. I don't want to get emotional any more than I have, but this program, the potential of it for growing is amazing, not only for my daughter, but the other people we try to get involved. I could speak for hours about this. It's an amazing community. The both of you, we are so thankful and grateful. And I know you're going to say, don't worry about it, but we are. What you do is amazing. It changes lives. And even if it's just one, it's amazing. But I know it's many more than that. So to the volunteers, to Possibility, everything, I can't tell you how much it means to me and my family that we have a safe place and a loving place to go every day for my daughter. And whatever can be done to expand that for the bridge to get to Melissa's is what we're looking for. So thank you very, very much, and thank the both of you.
Thank you so much, Wallace. It's a labor of love what we do. You're going to hear a little bit more as we continue on during this time. So if you don't know much about Possibility, we can't do what we do without our sponsors and our donors, okay? Our lifeblood every single day, every single month, all belongs to our individuals that give on a monthly basis, and all has to do with our, the businesses that sponsor us and support us throughout the time. And so I want to say a big thanks to the sponsors for this luncheon that made this happen for you all. First off, Florida Garage Door Pros. They are our bronze sponsor. I want to say a big thank you to them. Florida Garage Door Pros, they're not here and represented today, but I do want to recognize them because they are also our quarterly sponsor of our Possibility Pictures program. Because of their quarterly donation to us, we're able to make first-run movies available to our families at a sensory-friendly screening every 3 months, and so it's been great. Our next one coming up is Zootopia 2, and that's gonna be a blast. But being able to go and see movies, if you're a parent of a child with a disability, is a difficult thing. And Florida Garage Door Pros, they support us every quarter to make that happen. Also, want to say a big thank you to Fellowship Community Church. They are our silver sponsor. Pastor Todd Sloan of Fellowship also sits on our board after I bugged him for months and months to do it. I finally got him to join. He also serves as our chaplain at Possibility, and so it's a great position that we made up to have on our board. We said we want to have a chaplain position on our board, and so we did it, and we knew that Todd was the one to make that happen. And then once again, I want to say a big thank you to our platinum sponsor, Northcliffe Church, not just for hosting us, but for their continued support for us and for our teen center. When we talk a little bit later about how much we're trying to raise for that teen center, I want to let you know that in large part where we are right now is in thanks to a $6,000 gift that was given to us by Northcliffe Church. And so let's give them a big thank you and a big round of applause. A little bit about, I'm going to keep standing over here. Possibility's mission is to provide positive opportunities of support to families affected by disability through impact programs and events. And impact is our core values. It stands for inclusion, ministry, play, advocacy, community, and training. And so through all of those aspects, we try and do all that we can in our community and serve in the ministry that we serve, not just within Emily's Clubhouse, but throughout the community as well.
I get to introduce you to us. So I am Tina Cordova. I serve as the Executive Director at Possibility, and then Wayne serves as our Chief Executive Officer. So I get the pleasure of focusing a lot on the programming aspect of what we do. So God has given me so many talents and gifts, and I'm so grateful for it, and I dream big a lot of the times. And so a lot of the programs and stuff kind of stem from ideas, and we just make it happen. But this man right here helps me make it happen. So, but we have been in ministry and in service for over 30 years. And combined, you've been a former pastor and in ministry, and then as well as serving our community for many, many years.
I thought you were going to say I'm much older than you, that's why.
No, I'm not going to throw you under the bus. We do what we do because of our beautiful daughter, our Chief Inspiration Officer. She actually is a part of our organization, and she has a very important role. Everything we do is because of our heartbeat for her. We want her to succeed in life and have opportunities given to her to be a part of her greater community. So Emily Cordova, she is 14 years old. She has also grown through our programs and is outgrowing our space as well and developing as a teenager, and she needs a new space to kind of move into, so we are going to kind of dive into that a little bit more. But she is, because of her, she has opened our eyes to a community of individuals and families in a way that has sparked passion and compassion, and we are honored and privileged to be able to serve who we get to serve, and it's because she has given us so much vision and perspective for our journey and for many others' journey too. So, just giving you some data, because former teacher in me loves data. Just to kind of see some of the impact in the last couple of years. In 2025, obviously we're still in it, so we don't have our numbers quite yet. But the number of kids that we've actually served in 2024 was 197, and that's non-repeating. So we have non-repeating kids that we've actually been able to serve, as well as families is 257. And we serve them through our programs that happen daily in our Emily's Clubhouse, as well as through community events, monthly events, annual events that we do as well. And then we also, another aspect of what we do is we rely heavily on volunteers. And so we do have, number of volunteers that have served in 2024 is 82, again, non-repeating. And then the biggest number that I love is right here, is the total number of hours served. So over 2,000 hours volunteers have given us or provided to families to provide respite, to provide opportunities for them to be a part of their community, to reconnect, for husbands and wives to be able to reconnect and go on date nights without worry. So it's amazing, the heart and the time that is given. So we're grateful.
I love our volunteers. Many of them are high school age, especially the ones that volunteer during the week, because they get to walk over from Springstead High School. Many of them drive down from all the different high schools all around, from Nature Coast to Weeki Wachee and beyond. They come and be a part of it. And our support staff is primarily hired through our volunteers. And so once you've kind of volunteered for 100 hours or more, you kind of get put on our radar for when we need support staff. And so when that need arises, we look to them first as well. But what I also love is that we have a multi-generational approach to volunteering. We have volunteers from all other walks of life, not just high school. We have volunteers that are seniors, not quite as old as me. They kind of, I tip that scale. But we have volunteers that are seniors. We have volunteers that are, teachers. We have volunteers that are parents as well. I love the opportunity that we have on any given moment. You have somebody who is, our volunteers start at 14 years old. So you can have a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old serving alongside somebody who is in their 70s, who has been there, and they're both teaching each other. And they're both showing each other and experiencing what happens at Possibility at the same time. At Emily's Clubhouse, is a fun and unique environment that encourages inclusion, creativity, and play. There's where you will find our sensory room. It's a great place to hit that reset button when you're having a little bit of sensory overload. We also have there our indoor playground, our fine motor skills, and art corner. Everything that we do program-wise at Possibility up until recently has happened out of a 2,300 square foot space called Emily's Clubhouse, once again named after our Chief Inspiration Officer. One of those things that we do, there's a lot of the fun stuff. If you've never been, by the way, if you've never been to Emily's Clubhouse and you would like a tour of Emily's Clubhouse, tours will be open immediately after the luncheon. And so we'll give you directions on how to get to the clubhouse. It's just right down the road off of Landover Boulevard across from the Springstead High School Theater. And if you want to get a tour there, our staff will be there ready for you to take a tour of our space as well. All the fun stuff that's happening on the inside and then on the outside as well. We do community events. We actually make use of our parking lot multiple times. We have our sensory-friendly Breakfast with the Bunny, which is an all-access, it's a disability-inclusive and an accessible Easter egg hunt where you have eggs at all different levels and opportunities to be able to enjoy a sensory-friendly Breakfast with the Bunny. We participate in Art in the Park every year, providing a sensory space and a creative space for individuals out there as well. Our family Christmas party is a big hit because it's an opportunity for the families that we serve, not only to be able to receive Christmas presents that are often part of Angel Tree programs that happen at Rookie's Restaurant and beyond, but also they get a visit from the big guy. A sensory-friendly visit from the big guy is always important. And then one of my favorite events is actually happening in just a couple of weeks. If you haven't participated in one of our trunk or treats, it is amazing. Over 1,000+ individuals show up to our trunk or treat every year, and somehow, through the grace of God, we managed to make it sensory friendly and handicap accessible every single time. We're able to do that because we take that seriously, but it is it's an outdoor trick-or-treating event available for all kids throughout the entire community, but it's a great connection point for us. It's our largest outreach of the year. Our community events really are a great opportunity for us because we step out there and not just show the families that we serve that we're there for them, but it's also an opportunity for the rest of the community to know a little bit more about what we do. And then there's more that happens on the inside.
Absolutely. So a couple of our current programs that we run as well as Parent Recharge. Parent Recharge runs 2 Fridays per month, and that gives parents an opportunity to get respite or a break from the caregiving role of taking care of their child, meaning they get 3 hours to be able to go out on a date, run errands, take a nap, whatever they need to do to take care of themselves so they can come back to their family and provide their best to their child. But while the kids are hanging with us, they're having a blast. We do it's almost like a party. So the kids do crafts, we provide dinner, we provide snacks, they do large group games. It's a very exciting time for the kids so they don't even miss mom or dad. Like Wallace was saying, they push them out the door because they're ready to party. We're just too much fun. Creative Possibility runs 1 Saturday per month, and that's more arts focused, but it's also a respite opportunity for families as well. Again, 3 hours. 3 hours has been our sweet spot, that kids get enough of a break and parents get enough of a break as well, and then also providing space for them to play, to get their energy out. And then we also have Kids Club that runs Monday through Thursday in the after school time from 3 to 6. During this program, we also give a lot of free play opportunity because we know they've been in school all day, they've been in therapies or whatever their structured schedule. So we give them a break to be and an opportunity to be able to connect and build relationships, play as a kid should play. And then also giving parents the 3-hour break as well from 3 to 6 to be able to finish out their workday, continue their schoolwork, whatever it may be, but also giving them an opportunity to take care of themselves.
And that's not all. No, there's more. We end up doing, these are just the programs that happen inside the clubhouse. We actually have omitted the stuff that happens outside in the rest of the community for time purposes, but also because we just want to let you know what the need is space-wise at Possibility. Those are all the things that happen on the inside, but then we realized, my daughter Emily was 7 years old when we started doing what we do. And so she was little. She was a little ill, right? But now she's going to have her 15th birthday in December. By the way, a barrier that she has broken multiple times over because the doctors didn't give her a chance, right? And so it's one of those things that we celebrate, and we celebrate her. And the way that we do that is by growing and expanding too. I have done my part in growing and expanding. That was a joke. And so Possibility is going to do its part in growing and expanding as well. We have been presented an opportunity to make a lateral growth in the life of Possibility. Our dear friends, our neighbors at A New Generation, which is a nonprofit that we love dearly, a ministry that we are so close friends with, and we love our neighbors so much. We were told by them that they were leaving us. They were moving. They were moving on to, bigger and better facilities because they are outgrowing their space. And at the same time, we both discovered that this may be an answer to our prayers when it came to growth. And so we have the opportunity to move into the space next door. See, Emily's Clubhouse is about 2,300 square feet. We're going to make a lateral expansion into the next space next door, which is the space that was occupied by A New Generation, and that is roughly about 2,500 square feet. And so moving into that, it fits into our goals of being in a total of 5,000 square feet in a short amount of time, so that we can grow into a teen center. And so I'm hitting this button so we go. The teen center is vital. It's important. Because not only is there a need just in Hernando County for kids in general, just kind of give you a little bit of an understanding of what that need is. There's over 1 billion people in the world that live with some form of disability. Over 1 billion, okay? 61 million adults in the United States live with a disability. Disability is the one people group that is always accepting new members, okay? Always accepting new members. At any given time, you could become a part of the disabled community. It could happen, as you age. It can happen, God forbid, through an accident or through an injury. But it can happen. And so, that is an ever-growing number. But also in Hernando, Pasco, and Citrus counties, which are the areas that we serve primarily. Obviously, it's Hernando County primarily. We have families that come from Citrus to participate. We have families that come from Pasco to participate. We have families from Dade City that come to participate. We most recently were contacted by a family in Pinellas County that are willing to make the hour-plus drive to come to the clubhouse just to participate in our programs because there are no programs like Possibilities in their area. And so, our area is growing is ever expanding. There's 23,973 kids with disabilities in public schools in our area. That's not counting the kids that are homebound, homeschooled, and in PPEC programs, private programs. And so, as we continue to see that continues growing. Every single one of those kids grows up. Every single one of those kids becomes a teenager. Every single one of those kids, just like my daughter, has different needs that grows. Not just talking about medical needs. We're talking about social needs. We're talking about, their physical needs, when it comes to the amount of space that they need. My friend Ariel is not the only teenager that is growing up in height, right? So, as our kids grow, they also need that space. Possibility currently serves a population of from ages 3 all the way up to 22. And so we're growing into a new space so that we can actually, serve our greater and growing population. I know this is not a great image for a screen, but we have these images up here on the walls and on our info table. This is just a snapshot of what our space would look like in 2023 with your support. Zoom in.
2026.
26. What did I say? 24? That sounds the best. All right. But I put it here for the benefit of myself and anybody else that needs large print. This is what's going to happen in that teen center. A couple of different things. We're going to see this large space here become our teen center. We have a space in the back of the building that's going to be a life skills room. And we also have an area in the top corner called the studio. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But we already have plans for these expansions, and I'm not saying we're chomping at the bit because we love our neighbors and we love them being around, but we do know that as soon as that opportunity arises, we are on the move with this project. And let's talk about programs, why our programs are growing, and I want you to talk about my favorite program that we do.
All right, about a year and a half ago, we launched Possibility Friends. And Friends is an acronym. It looks like the cool show that was on, in my time. But it's actually an acronym for formulating relationships, including everyone, no matter disability or status. So it's a matter of building connection, building social skills, and giving them independence and being a part of their greater community. So as my daughter grew, as some of the kids that we serve have grown, we knew that their needs were changing. And we just kind of sat at the table and like, what can I do? What can we create? Who can we partner with? And how can we make this happen? So about a year and a half ago, we put a plan in place. I, went to a card training or a card conference, and kind of the idea just came to me, and it has to be God. And so we have to do a social skills group, but not only social skills group, they also need community outings where they can be out in the community and they can connect with business partners, they can connect with service personnel, they can learn skills that they can take to be more independent, they can learn skills to, that they can utilize in their adulthood, and then so on and so forth. Work skills, being able to, again, be able to function independently within their own community. So Friends launched about a year and a half ago, and what we do is we do 8-week sessions where kids will meet in a social skills group. We actually meet right upstairs. We borrow the space at Northcliffe.
Thank you, Northcliffe.
So we utilize their student center, and during that time we meet once a week. We, again, dive deeply into what is it like to connect, how do we build connections, how do we build friendships, how do we start conversations, how do we carry conversations. We do a lot of demonstration, modeling, role play, application. And that's kind of our model, to just kind of help them follow and understand. And then we also send them home with some homework to do with parents, with neighbors, with friends or family friends, so that they can practice and implement those skills as well. So we partner with the parent in bringing them and getting them involved as well. So they usually do 3 weeks in session, then we do the 4th week out in the community. We just finished our 4th week, and we were out at Smoke and Oak Wood Fire Grill pizza place, and they actually made their own pizzas. They got to socialize with the staff there, and then they got to sit down and enjoy and have a social aspect of things, being able to talk and share experiences and about their day and so on and so forth. So working with service personnel, learning a job skill, and then also communication and social skills within the community as well. And then we do 3 more weeks, and then we're out in the community again. So we absolutely love this group. This group has grown from a group of 5 to now we are serving 9 total, but we all through the time, the sessions and semesters that we've had, we have about 25 teams that have come on board since a year and a half ago. And just seeing that group grow is, and just imagine a space for them specifically could be 25, 50, 100, so on and so forth, and just can continue to grow if we can provide this on a daily basis. Then this past summer, we were actually able to take this program and kind of flip-flop it a little bit and focus more on life skills. So that's kind of part of, Ariel shared a little bit about being part of Friends and really focusing on how she can keep her space clean, how she can do laundry, how she can prep and prepare meals for herself, being able to make decisions independently, and how to communicate those decisions, budgeting money, things like that. We really worked with these teams this summer and made a huge difference. Many of the parents have come back and said, when are you doing that again? Because my kid has learned so much from you in just actually we did 4 weeks, 2 days per week. In that short amount of time, they learned so much and took so much away. I would love to see them do more. So that's what we're excited about offering.
Back at the beginning of the summer, we experienced a staff change. And so we had a little bit of a staff change. And one of our staff members that worked directly with Tina in executing the program, she stepped off to, pursue school and to do all those kind of things. Imagine that. But it was one of those things where, okay, we were left with a gap, a little bit of a staff gap on, okay, who can actually step in and execute this program. And it was just one of those things where I'm a big believer of see a need, fill a need. And so for me, I was like, well, I'll do it. I'll jump in. And I jumped in with my expert wife, and I was me, here's me, Mr. Fun Uncle, because, That's just me and my personality. And we walked in to the situation. I had never been a facilitator of our Friends program since 2023 when it happened. There are 3 instances in my life that forever changed my life in the direction of ministry. In 1994, I felt the call by God to be in the ministry, and I followed that call. In 1998, when I was serving in Washington, D.C., I had an even further and a deeper call to become a pastor. And then in the summer, I will always remember it, the summer of 2025, I had my first biggest life-changing experience since I was a teenager. And I saw what we can do through our Friends ministry. And it became my favorite thing that we do, everybody. It's my favorite thing. If I could do Friends every day, I would. And so it was one of those things that when we were presented the opportunity to say, we can make a lateral move, what do? Immediately, I answered that call. I said, Teen Center. Teen Center. We need to take what we do with Friends and have it go from a 101 situation where you're learning 101, you're learning social skills, and that's been a lot of fun. And then 201, you're learning life skills, and that is so important. Folks, I built my own washer and dryer out of a cardboard box so that we could learn how to do laundry. And to see that success happen and that light bulb go off in the eyes of our kids, it felt so good. For them to learn money management, for them to overcome every single obstacle that they have been given in their own lives, for people to tell them constantly, no, you can't have a job. No, you can't help in household chores. No, you can't have a regular conversation with somebody. And then to see them step over it every single time and to overcome those obstacles. I'm used to seeing my own kid go through those obstacles, but I have been cheering for so many other people's kids as they have overcome it one step at a time, and every single person that has told them no has been proven wrong to see them grow through this program. And then as we move into a 301 situation where we can do this on a daily basis, not just social skills, not just life skills, but even job skills, help them to become employable. When we went to Smoke and Oak and one of our own kids, Austin, was sitting there making pizzas and he looked at me and he said, I could do this. I could do this. The first thing I did was I connected his parents with the owners of the place and I said, I think we found Austin a job. We can help our kids with disabilities become more employable by providing them the skills that they need to go out to the community. Not just to be social, not just to achieve their life goals, but to become employable and to make an active difference in the community every single day. And they can do that out of our Teen Center in 2026. Thank you. I love these faces, so I put a lot of them in there. But here's some other stuff that's going to happen because of the Teen Center. A couple of things. In 2026, we're going to hold our first ever Possibility Expo. It is a family disability resource fair. Okay? One of the first things that we're going to be able to do is to let the families in Hernando County know that there are resources in Hernando County that they don't know about. The amount of families that we help on a regular basis that say, I don't know where to go first. I don't know what my first step is. After I've taken my first step, I don't know what the next step is. But to be able to bring all of those places all together so that these families can come and know what all the resources are in our county for them to connect to, that's one of our goals. That's actually going to happen thanks to our Teen Center and out of our Teen Center as well. Another program is our Possibility Podcast. Possibility Podcast started in 2024. It has relaunched this year as a monthly podcast to be able to help parents with resources. Currently, it's 2 microphones on our art table as we go through and we interview folks online to help parents with resources. But in 2026, because of our Teen Center, we're going to be able to do it out of our Possibility Studio, which will be inside the Teen Center. Possibility Studio is not just for the Possibility Podcast. The Possibility Studio is so that our teens with disabilities who also have hopes and dreams of having their voices be heard, Possibility Studio is going to be made available to them so that they can craft their own shows, their own podcasts, their own YouTube channel. They have dreams. They want to share. They want to open up sports packs, and they want to do that. And they don't know how to do it, and so we're going to teach them how to do it. They want to go through, and they want to they want to do. My daughter wants to tell people about animals, and so we're going to have a studio so that she can have a show, tell people about animals using assistive technology. To be able to have your own voice be heard, no matter how you communicate, is so important. And so we're going to provide that as well. Just as we wrap up, because we're wrapping up, there's a couple of things that I wanted to share. The build out and the furnishing of the Possibility Teen Center is $50,000, okay? That's what we've estimated as the cost of what it's gonna take to be able to move into make a lateral move. We're not reinventing the wheel, but we're moving over next door and we're creating a space. It's gonna take $50,000, okay? Roughly about 30 for the, is our landlord here? For the deconstruction and then reconstruction of some of our, spaces, and then also an additional $20,000, to be able to take care of the furnishing. But I want to let you know, we have skin in the game already, okay? So we have already raised $21,000 to go towards that $50,000. We want to say special thanks to 100 plus women who care, who help make that available, and Northcliffe Church. I already told you about their large dollar donation to help make that a reality. And so, we want to talk about how you can help.
So some great things that you can do to help us is, first of all, donate. Become a donor, become a sponsor for maybe some of our upcoming events, but really in this time we could really use some committed donations and donors. Are you willing to step up, donate what you can on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, or even a one-time gift? This will greatly help us get that expansion and help us reach these goals. Other ways that you can help us is volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. Like I said before, we can't do what we do without the help of volunteers. So we do ask that if you have time to spare, which I know many of you may not, but if you do have time to spare, we do ask, step up, volunteer, work with us, work with the kids. If you're not too keen on working with kids, which I don't know why not, but we also have other areas that you could step up and help us out with as well. We have administrative things you can do, office things you can do, eventually furniture you'll need to have built, so that will help too. The next thing is following us on Instagram and Facebook. Share everything that you see that we're doing so that we can build more awareness of possibility or even of disability awareness. Because we are a voice, we are a light for those that need it. So share with the families that you come across, that you impact personally, or have opportunities to connect with as well.
So if you are part of a club, a Rotary Club, a Kiwanis Club, an Elks Club, a Bears Club, any animal, you pick it, we can go there and we can share a little bit more about what we do. Churches on Sunday, we're able to do churches on Saturday. I don't care, we can do that too. But we'll go to wherever you are to be able to share that. If you have a group of people, if you say, hey, listen, I want to tell everybody about you, but I don't want to, I don't know if I can articulate it, but I got a living room full of 20 people. They'll come and meet you and talk. We'll be glad to do that as well. But we're, we have a mission. We want to share it. What we do at Possibility is not just a labor of love. It's a calling. It's a mission. Sometimes you take a leap of faith. Sometimes you're pushed off the cliff. And during that fall, God shows you what's meant to be the next step. And so for us, as parents of a daughter with disabilities, we didn't know what hit us 15 years ago on December the 9th. We didn't know what hit us. But what we realized is that this little girl was going to change our lives in ways we can never hope, dream, or imagine. And what we have envisioned, what we have seen over the course of the year, since 2017 when we started doing this, we realized that God has delivered in ways that we could never hope, dream, or imagine for ourselves. One of my favorite quotes from Walt Disney is, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. And when we set out to do what we do at Possibility, I would say it all the time, this is impossible. We can't do it. We don't have the manpower, we don't have the money. We don't even have the space to do it. When I said we don't have the space to do it, Mark Berry, who sits on our board right now, he was there at our very first vision meeting. He walked up to us and he said, anything I can do to help, I'll be glad to do to help. We said, we don't have a space to do what we do. He says, well, you could borrow the Ark of the Nature Coast. And there we did. There we had it. When we didn't have a space to do our friends ministry, when we didn't have a space to do that, Northcliffe Church, they stepped up and they said, you could use our center. And we've got that now. Every single time, and I'm going to tell you, every single time I have said to God, there is no way, this is impossible, He has said, I major in the impossible. And that's just become our theme verse. What is impossible for man is possible with God. And we continually see that happen every single day. And this is what I know about $50,000. $50,000 to God is a drop in the bucket. I know that we can actually reach that number right now. I'm not pressuring you. I am going to unlock the doors in about 2 seconds, okay? But I do know that the mission here in Hernando County is not done. There is still more to do. We continue to see more families. As we grow in population, we will grow in children who have disabilities. 1 in 6 families has a child with a disability. If you don't know one yet, well, you do, because you know us. But if you don't know one yet, just wait till the moving van moves in next door. Because it's happening. We are growing, and the need is there. And there's not just one organization that can do it all. There's not just one church that can do it all. And so we're here. We're here to help. What I'd love to be able to do is I'd love to be able to pray and end our time. I know that several of you have given us so much of your overtime already, be able to just kind of squeeze out in these last few minutes. And so I just want to pray just a special blessing over you all and our time together. And we are here. If you have any questions, our staff is here. If anybody's interested in taking a tour, just take one stop over at our info table first. Let them know that you are interested. Our amazing staff right there. They're all there. Wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. All right, so they will be glad. You tell them you want a tour, and then they will meet you at the clubhouse, for a tour as well. But let's pray together. Father God, we just thank you so much for today. We thank you for this opportunity we have, God, just through all that you've done in Possibility over the last several years. We have been continually blown away by. Some days it just seems impossible, and then every day you just have the opportunity to remind us of the impossible. That you major in that. You come through when we are at our weakest, you are at your strongest. When our faith is so small, you are so big. And when the need is so great, you help us see how small this world really is. And so, God, I just pray that you would just bless the ending of this time. Those that have come, taken time out of their day to come and be a part of this, they've left work, they've left time with their families, they've left important things that they need to do just to be able to hear for a little bit about what you're doing through Possibility. I pray that this time was a blessing to them, and I pray in the name of Jesus that those that are able to be generous, will be able to just help us meet that goal right here, right now, so that when the day comes that we can walk through those doors, you have already been on the move and things are already ready. God, we just love you, and we thank you so much for all that you've done and all that you've blessed in our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Also, very quickly, before you leave, with our sports team, we do have a popcorn bar in the back, so make sure you take a little box of popcorn. You can fill it with whatever goodies you want. But enjoy your time, and thank you so much for being here and being a part of this.
Thank you very much.